Worry about yourself, worry about your career, worry about your life, worry about being creative, worry about growing, worry about being young, worry about being healthy, bitch. You're perfect. Look at you, bitch. Look at that.
Do you want to supercharge your fat loss? Do you want to increase your productivity in the morning and increase your overall health in the morning? Then you're gonna stick around and watch this video right here. I know there are routines out there. People have routines, you see it all over YouTube, but not all of the routines are actually based by science, based by research. This routine right here, the 5 F's that I call, was based off of profound insight, profound research that Shawn Stevenson, the author of the Model Health Show, came up with. And I'm gonna bring that information to you in this video. Feel me? Alright, enjoy the video.
I got a question for you. Do you wanna go and kick it with me? Say, do you wanna go and kick it with me? Girl, we can get away, take the night out. Put your shoes on, we leaving right now. Let me get it.
Alright, so welcome back to the channel. This channel aims to provide you edutainment, educational content in an entertaining and engaging way. So in every single video, I aim to not only educate you, but also entertain you at the same time. So if you're part of that demographic, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate every subscription, every like, every comment. It does not go unnoticed, and I'm grateful for your time spending it with me and however long this video will end up being. This is a template for you to follow so you can, optimize your morning. So it's really not really about just waking up early, because you can wake up early and still waste time. So it's about waking up early or waking up at whatever time you decide to wake up at, but utilizing that time effectively and having some kind of routine that you can implement for that day. So like I said, this routine is based off of science and research. Was cultivated by Shawn Stevenson. If you don't know who that is, he's the creator and host of the Model Health Show, the #1 podcast on iTunes. He's definitely a trusted source on this type of information. But his video was like an hour long, and for YouTube, for podcasts that's cool, but for YouTube, man, it's not trying to listen for a whole hour. But I did the research for you, and I'm gonna give you all the nitty-gritty details, right? All right, cool. But we're still trying to secure our bag, okay? Secure our bag. Number 1, fuel your circulation. You gotta get yourself hydrated early in the morning. People always forget you are made up of 70% water.
Drink water.
And when you wake up in the morning, you haven't drank any type of water, any type of liquid from anywhere from 6 to 9 hours. 6 to 9 hours, you were sleeping, but your brain and your whole system was still active. And usually when you're sleeping, that's when your brain is detoxifying itself and getting rid of all the waste and toxins within your body. But it can't do that effectively if you don't fuel your circulation early in the morning. Yeah, so ideally you want to start with about 1 liter of water in the morning, approximately. So the night before, just have that water placed right there. I have like this container, this glass bottle that I used to use. It broke, but I'm gonna link it in the description down below. I drink 2 of those early in the morning just to get that circulation up and running, so that I don't forget to circulate the body, right? So number 1, fuel your circulation. And ideally you want to use distilled water, not just regular tap water, but distilled water, because it's more structured than just getting regular tap water that's typically filled with chlorine, right? So don't ever play yourself.
Don't ever play yourself.
Don't ever play yourself. Number 2 is feed your mind. Early in the morning, feed your mind. I know some of y'all don't like to read. That's fine, but you don't necessarily have to be reading like books that I usually read, but have something that's feeding you early in the morning. Whether that's a podcast, whether that's an audiobook, have something that's feeding you early in the morning, right? And I recommend either listening to the Model Health Show, which inspired this video.
The number 1 thing you have to do is decide what you want. Why don't we do this? Well, number 1, we don't believe that we can have it. You have to address this, all right? So often we don't believe, you got an underlying belief that I can't have a great relationship. I can't have, whatever dollar amount in my bank account. I can't have this particular fit body. I promise you, if you are carrying around this in your psyche that you can't be fit, you're going to fail.
Or The Mother Effing CEO by Andy Frisella.
Real commitment is saying, I am going to do this no matter what the fuck it takes, no matter what my parents say, no matter what my friends say, no matter what my peers say, no matter what society says, no matter what my teachers say. I am fucking doing this.
These are my 2 favorite podcasts to listen to. So not just picking up your phone, because I'll get into that right now, very soon. You don't just pick up your phone. Either read a book or get an audiobook or get something that's feeding you, not just going straight to email or notifications or messages or social media. That's the waste way to like get your day started, because you're putting yourself at someone else's beck and call. Email is typically not something that you're putting yourself out there, right? The email is probably somebody asking for your time or taking up your time. Or social media, someone messaging you, people liking your stuff, and you're trying to interact with them. Stop checking your email notifications to start your day. So even if you can just read for 15 minutes, 15 minutes is better than not reading at all. If you can read for 15 minutes, it's better than just scrapping the whole thing, right? So this is not just a realistic routine. This is an ideal routine that you should have and you should be following. And just like a quick note before I move on to the next one. If you can combine routines together, like work out and listen to an audiobook, that's cool too. And everything, right? This routine, the way you start your day, is affected by how you go to bed the night before. So ideally, you want to be going to bed at a decent amount of time so you can wake up at a certain amount of time to actually do some, or preferably your whole routine. And again, when it comes to reading, I gotta mention Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett says, knowledge compounds itself. The more you're reading, the more you're acquiring knowledge, it compounds itself to not only become knowledge, but ideally, as you're accumulating knowledge, you're also applying it. So again, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So number 3, focus your power. Like I said, when you wake up in the morning and you don't have that intention for your day, you put yourself at everybody's beck and call, everybody else's agenda. Your sister, your sibling texts you to pick up the kids, or there's an email that you need to apply to from the office. But if you're already starting your day with that, you're not giving yourself the space or the time to fill yourself up. What's the saying? You can't pour from an empty cup, right? So you need to make sure you have taken care of your main things for the day, like set that in motion, rather than answering this thing or answering that thing or answering that thing. So one of the things in terms of like focusing your power is meditation. There's a phenomenal app that I always use in the morning. It's a free version as well if you don't want to pay for the full thing. It's called Headspace. Headspace essentially it's guided meditation. So it's all about controlling your breathing, in, out. So it's not just the stereotypical for the hippies or yogis around the world.
This is from the Medical College of Georgia in Augusta, found that meditation lowered blood pressure and reduced the risk of heart disease and stroke. And numerous studies also demonstrate that meditation can reduce chronic pain and associated inflammatory biomarkers.
Everybody needs some kind of morning routine, right? Because studies have shown time and time again the fact that a routine can lower blood pressure, lower inflammation, increase your sleep quality, and reduce the chances of depression. So meditation is not just for airy-fairy stuff. It's not just for the hippies, it's not just for the yogis. It's something everybody needs to incorporate in one way or another into their routine. It's a lot of real, solid, and science-based studies that support meditation. Number 4, fire up your metabolism. And in order to do that, is exercise. Even if you can just do it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes of exercise rather than doing nothing is better. A little bit of something is better than a lot of nothing.
This is the key. Even if you are exercising after work, get in 5 minutes in the morning so you can get some of these benefits, because what that is something we call a cortisol reset. So it helps to get your cortisol elevated normally, like it should be. If we're looking at evolutionary biology, our cortisol should be peaked in the morning between 6 and 8 a.m., and then it'll gradually drop as the day goes on. We can have some spikes here or there, but that's the track. And this is why so many people are tired in the morning, because their cortisol, that coffee pot of cortisol, is actually not filled.
So to start your day off with a metabolic advantage, it's important to support the promotion of cortisol in your body. So ideally, when you wake up in the morning, cortisol is higher. And when you work out, you're facilitating cortisol being high in the morning, and ultimately when you go to bed, cortisol goes down. And overall, you know, when you work out, after you work out, you get, not only is your endorphins get going, but you feel good typically. Like your mind feels clear. You're just in a better headspace once you've done some kind of workout, as opposed to just waking up groggy in the morning and just trying to get your day started like that. And so even if you plan to work out in the afternoon or evening, get like a 5-minute type of workout in. So one thing that I usually do when let's say it's my off day from working out, because usually I work out in the morning, but let's say I'm not working out that day, I usually get 5 minutes of Tabata style work exercise. So essentially what it is for 5 minutes straight, you do hard exercise for 20 seconds, 10-second rest, 20 seconds on of work, 10-second break for 5 minutes straight. And that right there is an effective, it's kind of like HIIT. Essentially, Tabata style is essentially kind of like HIIT. So once you do those for 5 minutes straight, you typically are able to get your blood pumping and going without spending too much time in the gym, right? So that's a quick 5-minute exercise pretty much. The last one that I want to talk about is fulfill your mission. So one of the things that I usually do to start my day as well is to get a 5-minute journal. I'm not sure y'all can see that. But a 5-minute journal essentially asks 3 questions in the morning. I'm grateful for what? What would make today great? And then a daily affirmation for that day.
Now my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah.
So these are the things that you set your intention for the day, and they help you focus your mindset on those things. You know how those situations where you buy a new coat or a new pair of shoes, or you buy a new car, all of a sudden you start seeing the car and those shoes more often. It's not that those things weren't there before, but your mindset and thinking is focused on that thing. That's why all of a sudden you're seeing it again. So it's kind of like Dora the Explorer, right? When they want to go, when they want to get to a certain place, they bring out the map.
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. And the swiper of our own life is distractions. The distractions here and there, they take from you, and they pull you here and there from certain places that you don't want to go. So if you let swiper, aka distractions, take away from your day, you will never be able to focus your time on exactly what it is you want to accomplish for that day. This is the ideal routine you should have for your day. But again, if certain things come up, it's better to do some of the routine than to not do anything at all. And to even get started on doing the routine consistently, start by implementing it in small doses first, right? Start by one routine. If you can do that, the next one, and then next one, and the next one, until you can do consistently. But yeah, y'all, that's the end of the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. God bless, much love, peace, and joy. I hope you're able to get your routine started as well. And this is not just coming out of my own thinking. This routine is based off of research. Alright, much love, peace, and joy. Bye.
You wanna go out, baby girl, say less. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite game? Is it go-karts, air hockey? She said, well, I like surprises. Can you shock me? Say no more.